The vaccine passport requires people to be vaccinated to do certain discretionary activities, such as go to restaurants, movies, gyms. Not because these places are high risk. We're not actually seeing COVID transmission in these settings. It's really to create an incentive to improve our vaccination coverage.
Leanne Watt once again applied to be a volunteer for an activity organized by the school, but this time for an outside activity. As you can observe on the flyer activity, they are warning everybody wishing to contribute to help them for this special day that they will need to show their proof of vaccination. Let me specify that this activity will be taking place outside. You might remember my previous report regarding the Edgewater School in Montreal, where the leadership of the school still require all parents and visitors to show their vaccine passport whenever they wanted to enter the building. Leanne Watts, mother of a student in that school, has seen herself being refused a position as a volunteer to a school activity solely due to her vaccination status. The school specified that the decision related to public health measure is under the board committee. Today, I am providing you an update on the situation since I just received some outrageous detail. Leanne Watt once again applied to be a volunteer for an activity organized by the school, but this time for an outside activity. As you can observe on the flyer activity, they are warning everybody wishing to contribute to help them for this special day that they will need to show their proof of vaccination. Let me specify that this activity will be taking place outside. So they want people to be vaccinated to be outside? Since when the history of the vaccine mandate was it required outside? Is this not going beyond the real regulation imposed by the government, and especially now that they did remove the vaccine passport in the province of Quebec?
Le dernier échéancier, le passeport sera retiré pour l'ensemble des lieux le 14 mars, incluant les RPA, les CHSLD et les RIRTF.
And there are even more shocking elements to the story. Let me elaborate. Leanne Watts was allowed to attend a barbecue organized by the school without the need to prove or to provide proof of the vaccination because it was after the school hour. Excuse me? So now the virus can understand when it needs to be virulent. That's what this implies. This is an unscientific tool to punish the unvaccinated parent, and I failed to see how it can be helpful when it comes to prevent the spread of the virus. And cherry on top, she was also allowed that day to enter inside the school with a mask to look at the work of her daughter, again because it was after the school work. Listen to my quick interview with her. This is really interesting.
So basically, we got an invitation for outdoor barbecue, barbecue, and it was done after school. So I wrote a letter to the principal because of all the problems that we've been having, asking if they'll be enforcing the vaccine passport. And she said, no, we're not doing it because people have a choice to either come or not because it's considered after hours. So I was like, okay, that's great. I get to go to at least to a barbecue with my daughter. But then like a few days later, we got a letter for these outdoor activities that they're going to be doing at the end of for the end of the school year. And it clearly states on it that they are enforcing the vaccine passport that so I can of course volunteer for my daughter's school once again. So it's pretty frustrating. I wrote a letter to the principal, and there is other parents that have also written letters to the principal in regards to, like, it doesn't make sense. How come for the barbecue, just because it was after hours, where they were like, we're still with the same people. And also what's even mind-blowing is at the barbecue, they allowed us to go inside the school. So it's like, we're allowed to go into the school because they considered it like a open house. So we were allowed to visit the classrooms. We were allowed to visit the art room, the music room, talk to the teachers. Like, it was like nothing had happened. And then now for an outdoor activity with the same children that were there at the barbecue, the same teachers, I'm not allowed to go because they're enforcing the vaccine passport.
And so, did they give you a reason why after school hour is permitted and during school hour is not?
No, they just again reiterated that that's how the school board is handling the COVID vaccine stuff. So they just said that they have to enforce it. But for me, it didn't make any sense because, of course, you're enforcing it for the same people I just spent the barbecue. I went through the classrooms. I went, it's so mind-boggling that they're still enforcing this. And they even said that they wanted us to wear masks inside. I mean, like, there's people that didn't wear a mask. I wore it, and then I got so hot I just took it off after. But yeah, like, they were trying to push even the masks inside the school as well. It's very bizarre because, like, my daughter goes to, like, Lester B. Pearson, the English school board, and my stepdaughter goes to the French school board, and they're not enforcing anything. Her father can go volunteer, no problem. But for some reason at Lester B. Pearson school board, they're very strict with this volunteer basis, and I'm not sure why, especially because they let me go to the barbecue. Like, if they would have just said, you're not allowed to go to the barbecue, you can't volunteer, I like, not that I would understand. It's so frustrating because it's hard to explain to a 6-year-old why you can't show up at her school. But it's like, so it's okay to go to a barbecue after school with the same people, but I can't go and volunteer and help. And they were like, if you read the letter, it says like they need so many volunteers, like it's a big activity day and everything like that. And nope, sorry, you're not vaccinated, you can't go. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's very, very frustrating, that's for sure.
Update of my video. I wrote to the principal of the school to ask a question regarding the event and also the use of the vaccine passport. I asked her, what exact study do you base your decision of keeping in place the vaccine passport verification on? Do you think it's appropriate to require the vaccine passport only during school hours? Since the vaccine passport is supposed to stop the propagation, why don't you impose the measure from event occurring after school hour? When are you planning to remove these health measures, one that the government has already removed everywhere? Since when is the vaccine passport required for an outside activity? So 2 hours later, I received an email back saying we are not requiring passport any longer. So I wrote back to get more information about when they lifted this measure, and I never received any answer. Surprisingly, at around the same time, other parents of the Edgewater school did receive an update stating that the vaccine passport was being lifted. It is a really bizarre coincidence that an update was given to parents after I asked a question about the issue. Could it be related? I hope you enjoyed this report. Please like and share. It was Alexa for Rebel News. So you can see it. The vaccine passport is not lived everywhere. Some people are still using it as a tool of discrimination. And at Rebel News, we want to challenge the vaccine passport, but we need your help. If you can, please donate generously at the website fightvaccinepassport.com, and we will take that money to pay top-notch lawyer to go and challenge the vaccine passport legally in court. Thank you.